I am Vix, and I just saw Zootopia! It is the movie that all of the furries have been waiting for. My first thought after seeing it was that it was actually really good, in my opinion. Basically, this whole video is gonna be my opinion, so if you don't agree with me, then don't worry about it, because it's just my opinion! It's not fact! Most of the recent Disney movies haven't really been that fantastic, especially in terms of story. But I thought that Zootopia's story was actually very well put together, and it was something pretty different brought into the Disney universe. From beginning to end, I thought the whole movie was very captivating, and all of the characters even, there's a lot of characters to follow, but I thought each and every one of them was interesting in their own ways. Now, the story does involve a strong female character, which is something that is pretty big in film right now. I don't think this one was really, in your face about it. It was very just this character is a very strong individual who wants to follow her dreams and be a police officer and will do anything in her power to be what she wants to be and not be what everybody else wants her to be. And she just happens to be a female. That's how I felt about it anyways. In the movie, there's a lot of, discrimination in terms of animal species rather than race and gender, where, the little bunny is thought of as small, weak, unimportant, and unable to be something great, like how she wants to be. And then there's characters like the foxes and the tigers and the lions and the bears, oh my, that are thought of, as big evil predators, and everybody wants to stay away from them, and if you are a predator, then you're the bad guy. The environments in Zootopia, I thought, were just incredible. You have, Zootopia, the actual city, right in the middle of all of these different environments. There's a snowy environment, there's a forest, jungle environment, there's a desert, sand everywhere, and then there's the outskirts of Zootopia where Judy originated with farmland and everything. And whenever they go through these areas pretty quickly, but you can get a good look of the surrounding areas, and they throw in all these little things. So whenever you see the movie, make sure you pay close attention to the little details around. And I would definitely go see it again so I can look and see all of the little different jokes and references they throw in to the backgrounds and the different kinds of animals that exist there. One of my biggest problems with the movie, I guess, was the fact that there wasn't really much diversity in terms of animals. They had many, 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 many different kinds of mammals, but it seemed like birds and reptiles and fish, even, because there wasn't really much watery areas, they were all practically non-existent. It was basically strictly mammals in the world, and I may have just missed some things, but all of the main characters were mammals. Pretty much all of the characters in the farmland, and when going through the different biomes in Zootopia, they were all pretty much just mammals. And I'm wondering if maybe there was a reason for that or not, but it was mainly focusing on predator and prey, I guess, rather than all types of animals. The character design is really good in my opinion. They definitely researched the types of animals that they were using much better than Lion Guard. I thought all of the cat characters were super adorable, and the Clawhauser was my favorite. And if you pay close attention to the eyes of the animals and the teeth of the animals and stuff, they got it pretty good. Well, they got the bunny noses wrong, but I'm not even gonna get into that. They even bring attention to the hearing of the animals, and Judy's nose always twitches, that adorable little nose twitch that bunnies do. It was really cute. And the wolves howling was pretty funny. They played on a lot of animal jokes. They had a lot of really silly references to other Disney movies, which I thought was pretty great. but I'll mention those later in the spoilery part of the video, which I'm going to be getting to very soon for those of you who have already seen it. But overall, I thought the movie was really, really good. It had some really important and current issues that were present in the plot that I thought were really obvious. They weren't really hiding it at all. The movie knew exactly what it was doing, especially with the animals. Like, they knew they were animals in an animal world instead of just, like, being animals that walk and talk and wear clothing. They knew exactly what they were. I would definitely say go see it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a very important film. I thought the story was very well put together. I thought the characters were very well put together, and character is like my big thing. I always appreciate it when people put a lot of thought into the characters. But anyways, let's get to the fun part, which is the spoilery part of the video. So if you have not seen the video and you don't want any spoilers, do not continue this video. Stop watching it right now. Rewind to the beginning and rewatch that, but do not go past this point if you do not want any spoilers. Also, no spoilers in the comments, please. I do not want that kind of drama. So if you do not want spoilers and you continue watching this video, it is not my fault. I told you to stop. So, spoiler alert! Do not continue watching if you do not want spoilers. Come back and watch it later after you've seen the movie. Unless you don't care about spoilers, then you can continue watching. Okay, now that we're into the spoiler section of the video, the first thing I want to say is, well, other than the fact that I can't remember any characters' names except for the main two characters, really, because I'm really bad at remembering names. The wildebeest guy, the head cop, do you remember what his name was? Bogo. The Bogo cop guy. His let it go joke, I thought was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Where he was like, life is not one big happy musical where you can just sing a song and everything's better. And then he says, let it go. Like, it was so perfect. The comedic timing on that had me almost in tears. And I know it's like really stupid, but I thought it was so funny. And then the bootleg Disney movies with like animal characters and like putty names. Whenever I get the movie on DVD or whatever, I'm gonna have to like pause it and like really look at what those were, because I thought that was so funny. I really liked that the movie kind of kept throwing bad guys at you and kept being like, nah, not really, these aren't really the bad guys. Like, first you got like the little mafia, what was he, like a shrew or something? At first, like with all the previews and stuff, I thought that he was gonna be the big bad guy. Big. And at first, like when I saw that character being introduced, I'm like, wow, the big name for the little guy is something that obviously hasn't been done before. But I really like that they kind of built up this mysterious character as like this big, like, obvious stereotypical bad guy, and then they just like flip the switch right on you and they were like, nah, he's cool, he's good, he's gonna help him out. And I was like, okay, well, this opens the mystery back up. Who's behind everything? And I also thought the wolves were great. The wolves were really, really funny. They kind of, you know, were the stereotypical, like, useless, like, henchmen, kind of like the wolves in Kung Fu Panda 2, but I thought they were done very well. They were really interesting, they were funny. And I'm happy that they didn't take up too much of the story. They were just kind of like there for that one moment, and then it was like, okay, these guys aren't really important to the story anymore. Let's move on. When they introduced the mayor, the lion guy, Lionheart, I think his name was, I was like, okay, this, you know, is a big twist, you know, the mayor is the bad guy, kind of thing. But then I was like, they crashed that party way too soon. The movie's not over yet. There's gotta be something else. And whenever the weasel guy said that he delivered the berries or whatever to a ram, I was like, it's the sheep. It's the little mayor sheep lady thing. what was her name? I can't remember her name. But but I figured it out as soon as the weasel said ram, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be her. It is gonna be her. And then the whole scene with the rams and the berries. Okay, so my whole thought process during that went as like this. Okay, so they have like all, you know, these berries set up, these glowing blueberry looking things set up in like this train. He puts on the hazmat suit and the mask, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're going for, you know, a small Breaking Bad reference. Okay, haha, that's funny, whatever. And then he like turns around and he has like all this chemistry gear set up, and I'm like, okay, they're really going for this joke, aren't they? It's kind of weird having, you know, a crystal meth reference in a Disney movie, but, you know, it's whatever. And then when the other Rams were referred to as Jesse and Walt, I just was like, why? They really want to hammer this joke in, don't they? They really wanted to get the point across that they were referencing Breaking Bad. And, you know, usually they have a joke like that, you know, like in the background or, you know, in a passing comment or whatever. But no, they wanted the bad guys of this movie to pretty much be Breaking Bad. And, you know, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I thought it was pretty funny. I thought the two different backstories were really interesting, where they both showed bullying towards the main characters, but they were kind of different, where the predator was bullied by, or the prey was bullied by the predator in Judy's case, but then in Nick's case, it was the predator being bullied by the prey, kind of for the same reasons though, because they thought that if you are a predator or a prey, then that is how you are, and you can't be anything beyond what you appear to be. And I thought that was a very good point that they got across in those two different backstories. I really liked the twist where it turns out that it was the otter that went crazy. Instead of him being attacked, he was the one attacking. Because I was expecting, you know, just your own, like, your typical abduction story kind of thing. But the fact that they threw that in, I was not expecting it. I thought it was really cool that they did that. And at first I thought it was just animals going rabid. And then I felt really awful because, like, he seemed like such a cute, nice little otter, but you can't really come back from being rabid. So I kind of like what they did with that. I like that there really wasn't a love story, and that's one thing that I really liked about Frozen, where there was a love story, but in the end, that wasn't what was important. And while there may be some sort of blossoming romance between Judy and Nick, it wasn't really in your face about it, and I really like that they didn't really focus on any sort of love aspect in the movie, because, you know, that's a huge thing with Disney and love stories and, you know, Prince Charming and everything. But I really like that they focused more on the friendship and the partnership rather than anything more than that. I really like the character development with Judy in terms of her relationships to foxes. How they had the Gideon Fox character as this, like, big bully, and how her whole family was, like, against foxes. And then, so she had, like, this negative view towards foxes, but also wanted to prove that not all foxes are bad. So that was kind of, like, her opinion going into meeting Nick and everything. And then how Gideon, like, turned around later in the movie, I thought that was handled very well. I thought Zootopia was really good. I wasn't really hopeful going into it. I just kind of wanted to see it because I like animal movies, and also Clawhauser. I wanted to see it because of Clawhauser, because he's adorable. But overall, I thought it was actually really good. People may disagree with me. They may have thought this story was too much, maybe not enough, not developed enough, but I thought it was pretty good in terms of story, but mostly characters. I loved the characters. But that's all I'm going to say for this review. I'm sure there are many other things I want to talk about, but it's late and I want to go to bed, so I'll probably say some more of my thoughts via Twitter or Facebook or something. So make sure you guys follow me on those. Links will be down below. And if you guys want to chat about Zootopia after you've seen it, don't do it in the comments below, because some people may not have seen it yet. So if you do end up posting any spoilers, please make sure you put a spoiler tag. I don't really want all that going on down in the comments. Go see Zootopia. If you've seen it, go see it again. I probably will, eventually. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.